And here we go.
Oh my
Mic
God.
check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. 2 check.
Aggressive intro.
I know, it's very aggressive. I know. Okay, we're finally here. We finally made it.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Whoever is listening.
Yeah, to the one person or the zero. How are you doing? We're just testing to see how we sound. Mm-hmm. If we sound like dorks,
We
forks.
probably do.
Yeah, we probably. Well, maybe you. Me, I'm all right.
I'm not a dork.
For my whole entire time. Yeah, you people who say they not what they are is usually what they are.
This is
Let's get it. Let's get it correct. Like you just said, you're not a dork. You are. That's like me saying I'm not black.
But you.
I am black.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
Extreme?
hi everyone. I'm Corinne,
And I am Tremaine.
and this is our untitled podcast so far. We don't have a real title for it. We're just doing this.
Okay, this is episode 1, the beginning, right? We spoke about this. Seems like somebody has amnesia.
I don't have
all right?
amnesia.
The
I just
podcast is called Different Worlds.
Yes.
Okay?
Working title.
Working title, more like official title, but whatever.
Yeah. So this is the first podcast. We've been talking about wanting to do one. We've been saying we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it now on this day, which is a Sunday, August 22nd, as a hurricane, which has now been brought down to a tropical storm, is happening
Which
outside.
is now has brought down to a thunderstorm.
It's a tropical storm, technically.
It's a thunderstorm.
You still have to be alert.
Meteorologists ain't shit.
Since we're inside, we're just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. We're gonna do it. We're best outcome. We have people listening.
Yes, that one person. Thank you.
Thank you. Other outcome, we have a verbal diary of the conversations that we have.
Yes. / holding each other accountable, right? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm
Oh
here
my God,
for.
he
I'm
thinks
gonna
he's an
hold
accountability
us
coach, and he is
accountable.
not.
Well, yeah, because we've been talking about it for a year.
And I'm the one who said, let's do it to it.
Well, yeah, and I'm the one who said, let's finally do it.
I got a little
Who did
nervous.
it?
I got a little nervous. I'm still a little nervous, but it's
Okay.
okay. So,
We're about like 5 minutes in and we got nowhere.
no.
All right, so now what we're going to talk about, right? We're definitely going to talk about the first time.
I think it's important
We
to do
met.
an introduction,
Introduction? Okay,
and then the first time we met, and what we are,
okay.
and then going forward, we'll talk about that at the end. What we want our podcast to be. There we go. Outline, rough outline, right here, right now.
Right, are you going to remember that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because I'm not.
Okay, you introduce yourself first.
Okay, I am Tremaine Harvey, right? Tall, black guy. You know,
Good looking.
good looking. Hey, see, I ain't about to say it, right?
I'm gonna
You
you
know,
up.
I'm very artsy kind of guy.
Yes.
I have to be remiss to disclose my career because due to
Can we leave clues or no?
I don't know if we could leave clues. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe I don't know. I mean, as long as they don't listen. I don't know what to say or do. But I can't really disclose my career and what I do. But just know it is a career that helps the community.
You're a community helper.
I am a community helper.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in the curriculum.
Yes, it is. And I am not the community helper that everyone says fuck them.
Yes, that's a good. We're not. You're not the community. We are not the community helper. That.
If you can't figure that out, you got problems, my friend.
Yeah, we're not that.
Context clues.
We're not that.
Very
community
easy.
helper,
Yes. All right.
which we can all talk about at a later time and
Right.
place.
Okay, I gotta shut that off. No interruptions, right? Who the fuck is interrupting? Nobody of importance.
Yes. Anyway, so
my
you
mom.
are. So she is important.
She is. I
He's
know.
32 years old. He's an old man.
I was trying to leave out my age, but thank you.
Oh, sorry.
very much. Yes, thank you. 32 years old. Yes.
I feel like it's important for.
I'm old as dirt. Joe Dirt. You know what that is. If you don't know who or what Joe Dirt is, yeah, then I'm that old. Again, my career path. I'm a community helper. What I do on the side, or what I have been doing all my life, which is my true career path, is music. You can check me out on every streaming platform. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, which is no longer. Now it's YouTube Music. YouTube. Everywhere. If you search Tremaine Harvey, you will
Artiste.
find me.
It's like that. It's like that Kim Kardashian quote where she's like, "Daddy is an artiste, a creative. That's you.
Yes.
Producer,
That's right.
artist,
Yes. Come on. Keep on pumping me up.
community helper."
Community helper. Yes.
Corinne now, step
Yeah.
aside.
I like how you did that real quick. All right, cool. All right.
Corinne, that's me. I am. How old am I? I'm 27. I'm going to be 28, which is like an odd thing.
Yeah, she's already 28, but she
I'm
likes
not
to hold
28.
on
I'm
to
27.
That's what white people do. Y'all like to hold on to shit.
Okay, well,
Just like the balding guys with the hair at the side. They just like to hold on to it.
I'm 27 years young.
Yeah, sure.
I'm in the education field. We'll put that out there. I'm just not gonna,
Say where.
say where. But I'm in the education field. I teach young ones, which is my passion in life. I love it. I'm a plant enthusiast, which we can also talk about. Our apartment has become
A greenhouse.
a greenhouse. I'm a
Yes.
plant enthusiast.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know. I used to swim. I don't know. Nothing really. I'm not the creative one, but this podcast was my idea because I love podcasts. I listen to podcasts all the time.
True.
I like listening about pop culture, about deep topics, about people's lifestyles, and I feel like that will be this podcast. It's going to be whatever thoughts we have, whatever feelings we have, whatever hot topics are up. That's what we're going to talk about, and I'm really
Yeah.
excited for that. Like I said, either one person or no person, but at least we have our thoughts because I'm just going to take over, I guess. We are a couple. We've been dating, it's going to be 2 years in October. We just moved in.
Wow, okay, good. You
Yeah,
got it.
hey,
You got
yeah,
it this
yeah.
time. Wow, no fumbles. All right.
We just moved in together, which is also cool. But I feel like from the beginning of our relationship, we ended up having these conversations about our worlds, where we grew up. We totally grew up in two different places. I grew up in a very sheltered town on the end, towards the end of Long Island. I'm not going to give out my town's name. And then Tremaine grew up in Queens.
Okay, that's where I come in.
Okay,
you can't speak on my experience.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. So pretty much, right? I grew up in Southside Jamaica, Queens. You feel me?
Oh my God.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah.
That? You like
Just
that?
keep
Yeah,
going, talking to the people.
So I was born in Brooklyn, East Flatbush, Killer County,
Okay.
off of where my mom's side used to live was on Church, between like Church and Utica. My dad lived on Troy in the Dead End. So that's pretty much.
Are those significant addresses?
It's like not too far from each other, but like Troy in the Dead End,
that like a
East
known
Flatbush
place?
is.
Troy and the Dead End?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look it up.
Okay, I'm
Look
sorry.
it up. Yeah. All right. So Troy in the Dead End. My mom was on Church. So happily, how they met, because again, my mom and my dad definitely are foreigners. They came from the West Indies. My mom is from Guyana. My dad is from St. Vincent. My dad came up a couple years before she did, and his mom, my grandmother, God bless her soul.
Tatan.
Yes, she lived with her sister. Her sister was up here in America for years. Became a nurse, registered nurse. Used to work at Killer County,
Is that a hospital name?
Yeah, it was Kings County.
Oh, okay.
But Killer County is where the motherfuckers that died or who
All
got
all
shot
right,
and stabbed
all
and
right,
shit,
all
or where you would
right,
send
all
motherfuckers,
right.
or
Reel it in,
or
reel it
they
in.
was they were like shitty. It was a every what's that, like state hospital or what you call it, city hospital
Gotcha.
has a what you call it, reputation or
Like Harlem Hospital.
or name behind it. So yes, like Harlem Hospital or like Kings County, yes, Jamaica
So your aunt was a nurse
Hospital,
there.
all those city hospitals. Let me get out what I'm gonna get out.
Sorry.
All right, they have reputations and names behind them. So for Kings County, it was the reputation of Killer County when I was growing up. I don't know why. I never asked that question, but maybe their reputation was, people was just dying when they went in there, So, and then you got downstate right next to it. But neither here or there. So my grandmother's sister owned the house on Troy in the Dead End. My grandmother was there. She brought my dad up. Down the block between Church, still on Troy, between Church and Linden, my mom's side of the family, they was in that middle block.
Oh, they were that close to each other.
They was that close to each other.
I forget because...
So,
okay.
Yeah, so what you call it?
That's how they met.
No, not even. My grandmom's sister, what you call it, she was there for a little bit as she was bringing her kids up, and then they moved to Church. And Church and Utica, pretty much on that same block, between like 45th
Let's
or
not give
43rd.
out all the things.
I'm fucking up. I'm
Let's
fucking
not
up
give-
streets and shit. Ain't nobody lives there no more. So it don't even matter. We could
just
give
saying.
addresses. What they gonna do? Look us up? Well, they ain't finding me.
So-
They find my family. God bless them. I pray for y'all. But who?
Okay.
Nobody knows us. The one person that's listening to us is not gonna go looking for nobody. Okay. It's probably Danielle that's gonna listen to us.
Shout out my best friend Danielle.
Or Jelani.
Shout out Jelani.
What up, son?
Okay.
That sounded mad cliche.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, so my dad, the smooth talker he is, was riding on a bike and bagged my mom's. I don't know.
Oh my God.
That's
Met
what
your
happened.
mom. Met your
I
mom.
bagged my mom's, met my mom's, whatever the case being, ended up with me being born.
Yes.
Okay. I was born in Kings County. We lived in Brooklyn till I was about 4 years old because we moved in 1993 and we moved to Southside Jamaica, Queens, which is crazy because we moved from one hood to another hood, right? But we felt like the Jeffersons. We was moving on up, right? To the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
All right.
Right? We went from living in an apartment above a meat store where rats used to freaking parade and fucking have a nice dancing party in our apartment. Like, we couldn't get rid of it, and it was impossible because it was a fucking meat store and food store downstairs.
And then
we lived on top.
Yeah.
And then we moved from one hood where the stories I was told from my brothers, shout out to Ray, Jim Dog, and my Uncle Essie, you know what I mean? The stories that was told to me when I was young was that, on some real shit, almost every weekend, somebody died. Every day, somebody was getting shot or shot at. It was like the 90s, you feel me?
Crazy.
On Church Avenue, in front of our apartment.
So you moved to Jamaica.
So we moved from the hood to another hood, but it was more of a upscale part of the hood.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
you guys have...
we have a crib, we have a house, yeah, but at the same time, we still in the hood.
Yeah. And I just feel like...
Like
So that's... Yeah, and I
drugs
grew
still
up...
being sold in front of us, crackheads are smoking crack, the park is still infiltrated with freaking nothing but vials and baggies on the floor, and we like playing on the monkey bars and shit, like nothing is happening. We there sliding down the slide. Somebody might get stuck by a needle, but who cares? We having fun. That's what we moved to.
So, yeah, and I grew up totally different. I was in a little town. My parents are together. They're still married. I was the first kid. I had just a very different background. And I just feel like going back to what I was saying in the beginning of our relationship, I think we like to talk. We're talkers. I mean, I've been told I suck the air out of every room I go into. Shout out my mother as we're shouting people out. That's what I've been told. So, we just like to talk. So we end up sitting.
Mama H.
And we end up sitting and talking for hours. And that's where the idea of the podcast came from. Because, I feel like sometimes we have deep discussions. Sometimes we have funny discussions. And yeah, that's why we started this podcast, Different Worlds, working title.
Yeah. Well, she gave you the white version. I'm going to keep it real, okay? Different Worlds. Apparently, by how I talk, if you haven't picked up by my vernacular, I'm black, right? And she's white. End of story, right? Cool. There's always this misconception that, the lives that we live is definitely, the lines is blurred, like it's definitely different, for sure, because of the race that we are. And to be quite totally honest, we have a lot of similarities, especially when it's like comes towards like family situations. We definitely have similarities there, right? We definitely do. But the upbringing or the neighborhood or where we was around, our environment, yeah, it was definitely different. Now, by it being different, we're going to fast forward. Let's just fast forward from this first episode, okay, to many episodes down the line. I don't know when we're going to get to it, but we're going to get to it, right? Let's just fast forward high school days. Boom. In high school,
our lockers would have been by each other.
Okay, see what she said? Our lockers would have been by each other. If I was in the town that she lived in Long Island, in West Bubblefuck Long Island, is very deep, right? Where I'm from, we had no lockers. We carried everything. Our books was in our book bags. We carried to every class. Our coats was on our backs or in our arms.
Oh my God.
Some way, somehow, we carried everything. There was no lockers.
Okay, but we would have totally dated in high school because our lockers, if you were in my town.
If I was in your town, I would have been the token black dude.
Yeah, totally. My high school,
dated.
My high school only had like 3 or 4 black people. And then
my high school had 3 or 4 white people.
Yeah.
So see, similarities.
Yeah, definitely. We have, but yeah, that's a little bit about our backgrounds. I feel like this first episode we are totally going to talk about, before we jump into all those deep topics or funny topics or what have you, I think it's important to talk about how we met, just get the introductions out of the way. First episode, intros, and then moving forward, we'll do different topics.
Well, okay, how we met. Well, it's 2 stories. There's the long story, there's the short one, so I guess we're going to keep it short.
As short as possible. Like I said, we are talkers.
We're going to keep it short. How we met was on the dating app Hinge.
Shout out Hinge.
Hinge,
Hey,
yes.
The app that's meant to be deleted. That's their catchphrase.
Yeah, I didn't think I was deleting it. I was just trying to meet girls and do some nasty things.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But that was because my coworker was on it, right? And one day, me and was working, and he was talking about it with other coworkers I was around, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, freaking, these are the girls that XYZ, they in my inbox, this, that, and the third, and whatnot." And I was like, "Oh, word? Single me? I'm with the shits, right?" So cool. And again, he's a white dude, so I'm like, all right, yeah, handsome guy, no homo. At the same time, I'm like, I'm going to try this because I tried other apps before. And I'm like, you know what? The other apps is getting a little weird. Like POF is one of them. POF turned from it being like, cool to now, yes, plenty of fish. In the hood, we call it POF. See? White versus black. At the same time, it went from it being, you connected to people to it seeming like it's robots to now it's seeming like is a whole bunch of shout out to LGBTQ community, but it was a whole bunch more of transgenders, and it's like it wasn't no filters, so you got a mix of everything. So
Everyone
it got a little.
Everyone can like who they like.
Yes, that's fine. Everyone can like who they like.
Podcast.
Yes, right.
Everyone can like who they like. And
but I'm just
who
saying they needed a better filtration system. That's it. There's a filtration where it's like, okay, you see who my interests are. Okay, if there's there's transgenders, that's cool and everything, but what they put their sex as, or whatever the case may be, it's like, all right. At the same time, you hit them up, they'll tell you what they are, and it's like, okay, I understand. And by that being done, right, it's like, okay, I get it. You are what you are, do what you do. It's also preventing them from meeting people and this, that, and the third as well.
That's actually, not to interrupt you, that's how actually people who they can get hurt very quickly by meeting someone.
And like I said, a story meant for later, but it happened, and the person told me what they was. I was like, I appreciate you telling me that. I'm sorry. Thank you for at least letting me know that. I don't want to waste your time. You don't waste my time, whatever the case may be. And they went our way. They didn't have a filtration system like Hinge does. Yeah. Hinge has a filtration system, and it's like, okay, they pretty much is like what your preference are, what you're looking for, what you want, this, that, and the third, and it filtrate. It don't send you like Corinne. She didn't want to deal with her filtration system. She didn't want to deal with a certain type of person, and it filtrated from.
Whoa! Don't talk about my filters. My filters was only the height thing. Back it up.
Certain type of person.
It's a height thing. Okay? No offense.
It's a height thing.
We're a tall couple.
Yes, she had her. At the end of the day, the point I'm making, all right, is that it was a filtration system that was used.
Tangent.
Okay, it was a filtration system that was used that pretty much got you to what you was asking for, or your desires, or what you wanted, whatever the case may be. It was better than most systems. Cool. I got on it. I was like, okay, maybe it'll help me. I was trying other stuff. Other apps I was trying, it wasn't working, whatever the case may be. Boom. Going through. She actually pinged me and, was in my inbox.
Okay, so let me talk about how I got on it. Thank you. I I got out of a 7-year relationship. I was in my hot girl summer. And I was ready to date and be around people, and I was dating around. And girls who are listening, if there's any girl listening, this shows that you need to go for what you want. The only filters I had on the Hinge app, what were your filters? Let's just talk about that quickly. My filters were I had to be over 6 feet because I'm tall, and no kids. What were yours?
Mine was no kids and women.
Yeah, I might have met were men as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was our filter.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Other places they didn't really have much of a filter.
Yeah. So anyway, girls, go for what you want, because I was in the Hamptons for the weekend, and do you hear that beeping sound? I hit him up first. I liked him first. You guys gotta go for what you want.
Yes, she did hit me up first, and I was in, the mind state of like, this ain't real. She's one of those, those scamming people, or those scammers that hit you up, and it's like, I thought it was a robot at first, because I was like, no white girl like me. You know how many times I tried out of my race, right? Hispanic, Asian, wasn't going for me. It didn't happen. So I was like, this ain't real. So I just kept playing until I see how it really got. And when she gave me like the Instagram, I was like, oh, this might be real.
I was real.
She was real. Yeah. She was real. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because I was dating with like no preference, Dating with no preference, just had to be tall.
yeah, I, just got acquired this new job, and my
Oh my
coworker,
God.
my coworker, Long story short, I just thought she was one of those type of chasers, and I was like,
Oh my God, of his job.
you
Okay.
know, it is because of the title, but at the same time,
I wasn't chasing
she
you
ain't
because of
real.
your job title.
Well, I didn't know that.
People always
I
think
don't
that
know
too.
that.
People have two preconceived notions of me why I'm dating you.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. It's the two stereotypical things as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's either I'm dating you because I fetishize black men, or I'm dating you because of your job title. Neither are true. The job is a perk.
Mm-hmm.
But neither are true. It just is what it is. It's who I liked first.
Well,
And trust me, I was having a hot girl summer.
Yes,
you
you
were.
were.
You were many.
Yes, you were.
You were a palette of men. So it had nothing to do with either. It just was your personality.
Yeah, and I was just on my Playboy year,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. So
Yes.
once again, I hit him up first. We're talking.
Yes.
Then we go to texting. I was a swim instructor, and he's like, "Oh, I need to take swim lessons," and he thought I was gonna
The
like,
game.
and then he thought I was gonna like
The G.
not, be like, "Oh, I'll teach you." I was like, "Yeah, hit me up, I'll teach you," and I gave him my number.
Yeah, little that I went swimming in that pussy.
Oh my God, Tremaine, we don't.
That's what I did. I went swimming, all right.
Okay.
We went swimming. I sure went swimming.
Okay, all right. So
Waves,
we. Oh my God.
chlorine,
Okay.
water,
Okay, done.
gushing, geyser,
Yep.
everything that insinuates there was a lot of sexing going on. That's
All right.
That's
Well,
what
it wasn't. All right. So anyway, so we were texting, and because of his job, then he would not text me a lot. And like I said, hot girl summer. I was texting a bunch of guys at one time, and Tremaine was not like responding as quickly as other people. And I was like, what is up with him? But he didn't explain to me what was his like probation year, whatever. So I had previously, before we moved back to Queens, where Tremaine's from, like in the area, I lived in Manhattan. I lived, what?
Okay, continue your story. Just a correction I have to make.
What?
We are nowhere near where I grew up in Queens. We are barely in Queens right now. We're like teetering Brooklyn and Queens.
Okay, well,
But
okay.
we're nowhere near where I grew up.
I don't understand.
Your geographical areas,
I think everywhere.
it's
Queens.
so off.
It's so off. But anyway,
Yes.
I had an apartment in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a single girl living with my single roommate in a 2-bedroom apartment. So that night I was like, know what? We're going to go out. Me and my best friends, we're going to go out. Meet me up. Like, I want to see what he looks like. And we went to my spot on the Lower East Side, Arlene's Grocery, where me and my best friend Danielle, if she ever comes on this, so we'll talk about all what we did at Arlene's Grocery. We knew the bouncers. We bribed them with Starburst to let us cut the line. We got in. When we were in there, where everyone was dancing, having a good time, and I remember looking up and seeing Tremaine, and we're so tall, we soar over each other, and we made eye contact from across the club. I remember him walking in the door and looking at each other, and I don't want to say I fell in love, but not to get all cheesy, but
She fell in love, guys.
I saw him, like it was like slow motion, him walking over to me. It really was. It was like, I was like, oh my God. I felt like God or whoever above wanted me to remember the moment of him walking to me. And then what did I say first to him? To you?
You asked me. It
What
was
did
like
I
2
say?
years ago.
What did I say? I was like, oh, it's so nice it's so nice not to be the tallest person in here.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I said. I said,
that.
it's so nice not to be
Right.
the tallest person in here anymore.
Right. You definitely did say that.
Yes,
I
and I was
kinda laughed at it.
dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Making out with me.
Yeah, I
in
made the
club.
first move with that
So
too.
I gave her $20.
Oh my god, you did not give me $20.
No, I didn't give you. I gave Jelani $20 because no
What?
making out in the club. Give me $20. No wifing in the club. Give me $20.
Is that a
You
song?
never heard that song?
No.
Damn it.
And I know a lot of songs too.
Well, this one person that's listening, I hope you get all my fucking references. I hope so. Well, continuing on with that story, right? So, boom. After that, right? We was chilling and everything. So it was her sister. Shout out best friend.
Danielle.
Danielle, her best friend. And her roommate.
Yes.
It was one more person.
I don't. Oh, Danielle's like cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whomever that was, right? It was me and my homeboy, right? Me and Lonnie. Lonnie the guy, right? So I told him about it. I was like, look, listen. I'm meeting Shorty for the first time, son. I'm not going by myself. You feel me? I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know who she with, but she's supposed to be with like 5 other Johns. Right? Cool. He like, all right, I'm pulling up. Cool. So we hop in my car. We take a ride out there. Me, her, we met up, whatever. He was entertaining the friends or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Being a wingman.
Jelani was a good wingman.
Yeah,
and Danielle
great
was a
wingman.
good wing woman.
Yeah, she was. You feel
Because
me?
everyone else left, and it was like the 4 of us, and Danielle
Right.
and Jelani like.
Nah, Siobhan stayed there.
Oh, did
Yeah, she did. What you call it? So, with that being said, so everybody was, all right, it was time to make moves. Everybody was dipping. And, you know, I'm there wifing in the club and chilling and everything, and we there making out. But my issue was, you know, she was a little tipsy.
I was.
Everybody was a little lit. You feel me? They took a Uber. She went home. You know, Corinne went
After
home.
I asked you to come back with me.
You definitely didn't. You was
Yes.
hesitant on it.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was yesterday. You was hesitant on it because I remember, and I was like, because I had Jelani, I couldn't
I
squeeze you in
did
the car.
ask you to come in the car. I asked you to come back with me.
You did? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember you was a little hesitant on it, on asking me, and I was like, matter of fact, yes, you did, because
Yeah.
I was like,
Girls,
now I got
go
my
for what
friend.
you want.
Right. So I had my friend, and plus I was like, she a little drunk. I'm not taking it there.
Fair enough, though.
You know what I mean? So let her go.
I went back.
She went home. I went with me and Lonnie went, picked up my other homeboy where I used to work with my other job, and we came back to the spot because we crossed the bridge to what you call it? Crossed the bridge into Brooklyn. What's that bridge that go into Chinatown?
I don't know.
You don't know. All right, that bridge that goes down to like the Lower East Side, it goes into Williamsburg, Brooklyn, right? It's not the Brooklyn Bridge. It's not the Manhattan Bridge.
Whatever bridge.
Yeah, whatever bridge that goes to like the Williamsburg, whatever. Y'all know where I'm at with this. Got him, came back across that bridge to Manhattan to the same spot, right? So we go back to the same spot. It was kind of like shutting down a little bit. Oh nah, they was still letting people in. They wasn't trying to let us in. The bouncer wasn't trying to let us in, and I'm like, why are you fronting for? Like, it's not closing down. He was like, nah, you know, X, Y, and Z, can't let you in. Come to find out, then he started throwing a little shade. He was a little salty. So I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? Lonnie looking, I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this? Lonnie like, I don't know, right? Homeboy there with us, he got the gift of gab, so he's trying to yap us in, and it ain't working. Come to find out, dude had the illest crush on Corinne, right? This is like a year later. Corinne tells me because I told her about the situation,
Yeah, I
right?
kept my mouth shut.
So
Because, like I said, me and Danielle used to frequent and like talk to the bouncers and be able to cut and go back in and out whenever we wanted instead of waiting back online.
Yeah.
We would just go in there once, give them Starburst, talk to them, and then we'd go to other places and then end up back at Arlene's Grocery. But instead of waiting online, we'd be like, can we just go in? And he'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. See? Now here's the thing. It's understandable that you do that, right?
Yeah.
And you that's your spot.
Yeah.
But again, remember what she said. That's her spot, right? Cool. So the bouncer had to tell me. I guess he thought it was looking out for me. So he like, yo, you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. I saw you kissing her up in the club, bro. She do that with everybody. She was just doing that last weekend. She does it every weekend with every dude. Every weekend, dude. I'm telling you, you wildin'. You out here wildin'. Yo, talk to your man, son. He telling Jelani, he like, yo, talk to your mans. He out there with Shorty, yo. She doing that every weekend. And I kid you not. Me and Jelani looked at each other, and then we looked at him and was like, okay.
Because you know what? Yes, it was hot girl summer. I had just got out of a 7-year relationship, blah, 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 blah. But there is a thing where you have to be fucking smart when you're a girl out there. You can't just be meeting guys from an online website out in random places, in secret places,
I agree.
In the middle of nowhere. It was
at
like
your house.
Or at my house or at my apartment. I didn't want them to know where I lived. In Manhattan, I didn't want them because I was still like in and out of the city. I didn't want them to know where my parents lived. I was also like not trying to get my mom to see all like these people I was dating. So I'd have them, me and my friend Danielle and whoever else was with us, we would both like meet out with people. Shout out Danielle once again. And we sang shout out so much, but she really was like, she's like my sister. And she really like, she made sure we didn't get hurt. We were smart. Like, I had to be smart. You can't be a girl out there in the world dating men online and not watching your back. So we would go to the same place. That guy, I guess I thought we were being sweet and nice. I didn't realize he had a crush on us. And that was my bad.
Yeah, well, he had the major crush because he just tried his best to deter me from ever talking to you again.
Yeah.
Because he was just going on and on, and we had to, like, walk away from the situation like, dog, we just trying to get back in. You feel me? Like, I'm not...
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm not finished with tonight. I just sent her home because she was a little lit. I'm not trying to feel like I'm taking advantage of her or she feels like that.
Were you going to talk to other girls in the club?
You fucking right. We wasn't together. You was tonguing me down. You had me horned up at the same time.
Oh my God, you would have made... Oh my God.
Look, to your benefit.
Thank you, bouncer.
No, not even thank you, bouncer. You better thank Jelani and the other dude I was with because them two was like, yo, what are you doing? Is you stupid? What's going on? Like, she told you, yes, you did tell me because I was like, yo, she was telling me XYZ, and they was like, yo, what are you doing right now? Why is you here?
So I just get to my apartment. I walk through the door, and my sister and her best friend were staying over, and we didn't have furniture at that time, so they were sleeping on an air mattress in that living room. So you had to walk through our apartment. It was my roommate's room, kitchen, bathroom, living space, and my room was in the back. And you texted me, can I come over? Can I come? And I was just like, oh my God. And I literally texted Siobhan. I was like, I'm putting them in your room. I woke their drunk asses up and shoved them in your room. Because she offered that at the club. She's like, if you have him come back, just put them in my room. So I opened the door and I shoved them into the room and I went downstairs to get you. And your friend was just, I've never met him ever again after that. But he's like, he was hyping you up. And then you came upstairs.
But this is how much I trust Lonnie, though. This is how much I trust Lonnie. Lonnie, if you hear this or whenever you hear this, just know this is how much I trust you, family, all right? I let him drive Lucy home. That's my car. I let him drive Lucy home. If he didn't have my other homeboy from my last job with him, he probably could have made some moves, and I wouldn't even have been mad. But I trust Lonnie because not that he ain't a great driver. He had his license probably as long as I did, probably before me. I got my license like 18, 19. He probably had his since from like 17, right? So the dude is an incredible driver. You know, little backstory with Jelani. Next episodes down the line, you know, how I met him and this, that, and the third. We used to work as senior care together on the ambulance together and freaking sometimes I would let him drive and I would do the paperwork. Or most times I would let him drive and do the paperwork because I didn't feel like driving. So I know he could drive, but I let him drive Lucy home. Like, I just kind of got Lucy and I was like, you know what?
There's a lot of factors in that night that helped us
I'm like,
get together.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, yo, Lonnie, you're going to have to drive this. You're going to have to drive this home. I'm gonna diss, cause I'm not trying to ditch you. You did come out and ride with me, and I'm definitely not taking you back and then coming back. And I'm like, if I go home, that's it. It's OV. It's done.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back outside. So I'm like, yo, just take the car, take son home,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna see you the next day.
Oh my God. So whatever Tremaine stays over. That's that. What happened that night?
That's a story within itself.
Yeah. If we get a lot of people, that is a story. That has to be for a special thing. What happened that night? Because it's fucking funny.
That is a story within
And
itself.
we overcame that funny thing. And then
That is a story within itself.
And then
Sickly.
yes. And then he stayed over. And then we woke up the next day. He left for his job. And I remember being like, after what happened that night, we had a great night, but after what happened, I shut the door and I was like, I'm never seeing that guy again. I was like, that's a wrap on that.
I definitely was saying it to myself like,
With that, we almost, just to give a sneak peek on that, we almost had to go to the hospital that night.
yeah.
I almost had to go to the hospital.
She was saying she's never gonna see me again. I was saying, damn, I'm gonna have to keep seeing her to a certain point.
Oh, to make sure. To make sure.
Yeah. So, but just to wrap things up, okay.
We overcame that.
We overcame that, and we overcame a lot of situations together, and hopefully you guys find this entertaining. Later on, as we get more episodes in, we're gonna be a little more informational. Gonna give out more aspects of how our worlds is different and how much is similar with each other, and the outlooks of where
Just
we're from.
two different people.
Yeah, just two different.
It's not. It has nothing to do.
Two different outlooks and
I don't
how.
want to. I don't want our race to be like a kitschy thing about
No,
this
it's-
place. You know what I'm saying?
it's-
Like
it's-
it has
it's
really
not.
nothing to do with
It's-
black and white. It really just has to do with two different people.
No, it really has to do with pretty much. It has to do with the difference of our environments and how we grew up
Yeah.
and stuff. It's not really a race situation. It's more of an environmental situation.
Yes.
And ideologies and what we think and how we think the world is or the world was in our eyes from where we grew up to stepping out of the comfort of where we grew up in our environment and actually seeing what the world is.
Definitely, especially I especially feel like what happened to me, like me stepping out was a lot more eye opening
Right,
in the world.
right.
But we can get to that.
Right.
But yeah, so ever since that night, we dated. And now we've been together. Gonna be 2 years.
Gonna be 2 motherfucking years.
Going through big life events currently.
Yeah. So, with that being said, definitely subscribe to us. Give us any comments, like, share this. Definitely, please. And
Only love, peace and love to
just
everyone.
love. That's it. Just love. Show us some love. And
If you don't like us, you can just go away. That's
yeah,
okay.
if you don't like us, you can keep scrolling. You can keep moving. You don't have to like us. You don't have to sit here and endorse something that you really don't
Yeah, keep
feel
it moving.
like.
Yeah.
You don't like it. It's fine.
But
That's
peace
fine
and
with us.
love.
That's it. All I'm saying is we're giving aspects of
Everything.
everything and how we
And
view
trust me,
things, and
yeah.
maybe somebody out there or people or a couple like us out there seeing or viewing the same thing or kind of feel a little lost somewhere. It's like
Yeah.
they're just trying to figure it out like how we were trying to figure it out,
Definitely.
Definitely. But subscribe to us. Definitely get part 2 of this story of when we first met.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a night.
Yeah,
love
that
you,
was
baby.
that was definitely a night. And 2 years later, we're here. All right. So I know this has been going on for 48 minutes, 45,
Wow, that was
48. Didn't even feel like it. 48, close to an hour. If you stayed this long, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. To our one listener, Appreciate you. We probably saying this to ourselves because we probably gonna be the one or two
I
listeners.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, bro. You feel me? You feel me? Keep doing what you're doing.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to myself.
Oh my God, I was talking to you. You talking?
Oh.
I'm talking. I'm looking straight at you, telling you.
Well, that's two of us.
Oh my God. Goodbye, everyone.
Later, everybody. Appreciate you. Thank you. And matter of fact, round of applause for the first episode down.
Hey.
You know, she was a little nervous, even though I'm doing it myself. Later, everybody.
Oh my gosh.